Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is my attempt to combat that massive, epic, nasty sludge that was in my intake manifold. So, rather than have to dump carb cleaner in that thing all the time, I went ahead and installed an oil catch can. All aluminum. I bought it off of eBay from somebody for like $130 or $135. I don't rightly remember off the top of my head who it was from, but before I promote anything, I'd like to test it first to make sure it's, worthwhile having. It was really easy to install for the most part. I have it, everything came with it. I just mounted it to the shock tower / airbox bracket. So these two things, these two nuts just come off with a 10mm ratcheting wrench or socket, whatever. Pop those off, lift the airbox up, and then put the bracket underneath, and then just put it back on. I wrote inlet on this side and outlet on the other, that way I knew which way was going where. There's a baffle inside this guy, and it doesn't come with instructions to tell you which side's actually in and out, but I'm going to assume I hooked it up correctly. I should have filmed it, what it looked like on the inside beforehand, but to give you an idea, there's a baffle, right? On the inlet side, it's nothing but a baffle that's like, maybe a half inch from the top down. Then it's all empty space where there's room to collect liquid and such on the bottom. And then on this side, it's much deeper, like a pickup. Maybe it goes 2 inches down. And inside that is like a metal scouring pad. And then from there it picks up over here. So, assuming this thing works like most other filters, like for example this thing, filters the air coming in before it goes into the intake manifold. So I would assume then, since this is pulling stale air, well, I guess technically the vacuum from this side, from the inlet side of, or from the intake manifold, what's happening is the intake manifold, the vacuum pressure generated by the piston moving down is pulling air out of this crankcase from here. So it would only make sense that what happens is this air goes through here, is pulled through here rather, goes inside here, condenses, settles, and then the vapor minus the oil molecules now would be run through the filter and then going into the intake manifold. That only makes sense. I don't see why you would hook this up the other way. You wouldn't filter the air first and then pull it through. You wouldn't filter the air coming out. You would filter the air coming in. So I'm going to assume I hooked it up right. If someone begs to differ, they can check and advise, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I mean, that's how all filters work, right? Your furnace filter doesn't filter the air it blows out, it filters the air coming into it. So does this. So does every other filter on the planet. So why would this be any different? But in any case, yeah, so I've had the engine cover off for like a week to make sure nothing catches on fire or anything, but I'm getting ready to put it back on. I figured I'd just shoot this quick video. I haven't made one in a while, and so we'll see how this works. If this thing collects a bunch of nasty stuff, and this thing I bought proves to be a worthwhile investment, I will put a description in the link, and you guys can order one yourself from this guy, or another one, whatever. But for $130, I figured, why not? Let's see what it's all about. It beats the hell out of having to pull this thing off and carb cleaner this and dump, fuel additives in there, blah, blah, blah. So, we'll see. Catch you guys later. Peace. And then here I are with the engine cover reinstalled. See, it doesn't get in anybody's way. There it is. It's still installed. Just have the outlet running from here up into the intake manifold. intake, the inlet side, same thing. The hoses are just right up above the throttle body, right underneath this engine cover. There it is. Up and over. It's not in the way. It's perfectly back down where it needs to be. Not a problem. So, if anybody was wondering, does this mean you have to pull the engine cover off? No, you can leave it on. But I don't know why they put engine covers on these things in the first place. Like, what's the point? You cover everything up. You know how many people are like, hey man, can I check out the engine? And I've never seen one before. I'm like, yeah, sure, go for it. I pop it, and they're like, oh man, that looks awesome. It's like, you can't even see anything. There's a freaking cover in the way. But, you know, whatever. Alright. Once I put some miles on this thing and check that catch can, I'll do a video on that and see what it's all about. If it's worth anybody's time or money. Alright. Catch you guys later. Peace.